Hey now, ladies and gentlemen. Hey now. Hey now and a hey now. Welcome to hour number 3. John Bird, good Lord.
It's flying, brother. It's flying.
It's hour number 3 already. By the way, live on TikTok. If you want to see us, John Bird and I both live on TikTok. We had Damian Mitchell on with us a moment ago. Join us at Andrew Mclain Who. John Bird's is actually at Birdworks, W-E-R-K-S.
B-Y-R-D-W-E-R-K-S.
B-Y-R-D-W-E-R-K-S. So you can follow him as well. I guess his name will be up in the thing. But jump on there. Shout out to my man, the only real Joshua on TikTok for giving us gifts. He's been gifting us, by the way.
Man, that is just so kind.
And that actually equals money. That means we're making money.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, but, hopefully we're providing something that is worth that he feels is worthwhile.
I think he is. And he also gives us a bunch of likes. We got 14.3 thousand likes.
Dang. And
it's all thanks to him. So thank you, Damian Mitchell, for coming by. Love when Damian hops in.
My
he's
brother.
Such a he's like you, man. He's like a he's a I don't want to say a ray of sunshine because it sounds kind of gay, but he's like he's very
breath of fresh air.
Breath of fresh air. That's right. On the text line, let's see. Shaney says, I'm Valerie and Richard's morning art nerd. Heard you talking about La Vila. I'll have it drawn by next week. Oh, they're going to draw us a picture of Club La Vila?
Oh, heck.
Well,
We'll
that'd be
put that
dope.
up.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Christina, I partied at Club La Vila in the late 80s as a junior and senior in high school with a fake ID.
Of course. Required.
Amanda says, I saw Outcasts at La Vila in 96. They were so young and awful. Love some Outcasts. Charles, Club La Vila and Spinnaker was demoed, and a Tootsie's is being built at that location on Thomas Drive. Yeah, they said, I guess the building's still there, but right there, I guess right at that location, I guess beside it or whatever, Tootsie's is being built. Let's see. Alabama Jammer from the Alabama State Prison. Hey now, Alabama Jammer.
Alabama Jammer, my bro.
He said, I was the DJ in the Digital Underground room under the Rock Pavilion at La Vila in the summer of 95 and 96.
Oh,
wow.
Dang. Inside info.
He said, as far as black lights, stay out of the booths. I worked with Dave the Birdman, 97X Pirate Radio, and DJ Doc Rock on multiple occasions. We were raided, and there were so many beans on the floor, it looked like someone spit Skittles all over the floor.
Good grief.
So does he mean beans by like X pills?
No comment.
That's what that would be, beans, I guess.
Yes.
Craig says, Damien, I know you don't know me, but you got 4 or 5 million you want to let me hold. And he said, we left the moon several times, then we make the space. We left the moon several times, then we make the space station.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, they focused on the space station, and they were able to supply it by doing the shuttles.
Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer that we can make it to the moon now. I mean, or even years ago. But it's just kind of, I don't know, it's worth questioning whether or not we actually went to the moon back in the 60s.
When are you going to get your hair colored?
What do you mean?
Well, what color are you going to dye your hair?
Why?
When you get a nose ring.
Trucker Jack says, since we are sending people back to the moon, why can't they just take pictures of all the stuff left behind with the Apollo missions? They're supposed to have a bunch of pictures that we haven't seen from these astronauts on the Artemis.
Yeah, well, there's been pictures
because they were taking pictures with their iPhones.
Yeah, I mean, there's pictures of the flag that was left because it was metal here and there because there was no breeze, so it would
Yeah.
have just down like that.
That would be amazing to go up there and see just the flag itself. What an artifact that is, like a piece of history. Chris says, Andrew, that was a camera that was mounted on the outside of the lunar lander. Okay, I believe y'all. I believe you. Brian says, not only are there reflectors on the moon that we use to determine the distance of the moon to the Earth that were placed there by astronauts that landed, the actual lander was caught on camera by the Chinese not that long ago, still sitting there. Yeah, I mean, we probably landed on the moon.
Oh, now he backpedals.
No, I never said that I didn't believe we landed on the moon. I'm just saying there's questions, and I like entertaining questions. Walter says, Andrew demonstrating that he would have been the Candace Owens of the 60s. All right. Also, he says, because every generation becomes dumber and dumber as you two are demonstrating. Thank you, JB. Only saving grace in this moment. He's saying that Damien and myself are dumb individuals.
No, not dumb. Just a little gullible.
Thank you, Walter, for listening, spending 4 hours a day listening to these dumb people. Bubba Rumble, 9/11 was poorly executed inside job. Changed my mind. What else? Ronnie says, breath of fresh air sounds even gayer. Okay, well, I take all that back. Josh says, this real Joshua guy is for real. That's Josh saying that. Is that the same Josh? Is that what we're saying? Charles says, sorry, we're demoed, not was. I recommend it to not text and drive. Oh, okay. He's just correcting his speech there. If you want to get in, 205-545-9950, Noto Roofing, bringing you this part of the show, NOTOroofing.com, NOTOroofing.com, my roofing company. You know all about them because I tell you every day, best of the best. And I know it's Friday, and you've been thinking about it all week. You've been saying to yourself, man, as a homeowner, as a business owner, as a person with a barn or whatever you got, you're like, I really need to get my roof inspected, but my life's busy. I don't feel like calling, and it's a hassle. It's really not. If you have not gotten your roof inspected, please just go ahead and make an appointment. You can make an appointment for next week. Call them up and say, all right, you get off work at, say, 5 o'clock. Call them up. Say, hey, can you give me a 5:30 roof inspection? Or can you come over on a Saturday or a Sunday or whatever when I'm off work and inspect my roof for it? It really doesn't take that long. They get up there, they check it out. They look for any big issues, but also small issues. If they see something small, that's where the complimentary roof tune-up comes in. They'll just fix it right there on the spot. That's what I love about these guys. Most roofing companies don't offer that. If they see a small problem, they're probably going to come down, tell you about it, and then upsell you on something that you don't even really need. Noto doesn't do that. They've got a reputation for treating people right, no upselling, no BSing. They take care of you, and they're the official roofing company of the line. So reach out to them. Get your free roof inspection and complimentary roof tune-up. 205-848-2299. That is 848-2299. Online, NoToRoofing.com. Let me get Mike and Jasper. Mike, what's up, bub?
Hey, this is Mike. Y'all are talking about not landing on the moon, like a conspiracy theory.
Yeah. We were just talking about the questions of that people have asked over time.
Yeah. Look, everybody on Earth, every nation on Earth was tracking that with radar. I mean, it's the most verified thing in the world, in history.
Well, gotcha.
I mean, radar don't lie. Every nation would have exposed it if we hadn't gone.
Yeah.
I was just, I got a cousin that was in the NASA space program.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had to call in on that.
No, I got you. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I don't discredit that. I think it's very likely. Of course, I wasn't there, so I can't verify it. But I think it's very likely that we did land on the moon. But I also find the questions that people have had for now decades. I find it fascinating, as I like to, I like to follow this stuff. It's interesting.
Oh,
So,
sure.
but
Yeah.
anyway, Mike, I appreciate it though. Appreciate the input.
No problem.
All right, buddy.
Appreciate it.
There's Mike and Jasper. He says, we absolutely did land on the moon. Everybody was watching. Now, if you want something in the moon landing, again, it's not, and we've talked about this before, because some people get really hyped up about it. At the end of the day, whether or not that was real or it was a Hollywood production, it really doesn't affect our life here in 2026. It's just something fun to follow and something for people to banter about. But if you really want to get in the weeds, you need to talk about, as we noted, the JFK assassination, 9/11. Hell, how about the Trump assassination attempts in Butler, Pennsylvania, and the one on the golf course by the Ryan Ralph guy who just happened to be like Mr. Ukraine. There's your conspiracy theory right there. I still believe, and I said this back early, soon after it happened, that if they investigate that further, which I think they are, you will find that Ryan Ralph was likely put up to that assassination attempt by some entity in the country of Ukraine. Because nobody, well, not nobody, but if you look at the top people or entities, or even just say country, top countries that were going to benefit from another Democrat administration in the 2024 election, Ukraine was right there near the top, if not the top. Monetarily, probably the top, because they had an absolute gravy train getting billions and billions of dollars, and they knew that that was going to come to an end if, in fact, Donald Trump became president. At least it was going to come to an end in the sense of getting the money for free and the oversight of said money. Because the money that was going over to Ukraine, it was not only just being shoveled into that country, but there was no accountability, and everybody was getting a piece of that pie. There was barely anything even making it to the front lines of the war in order to continue the fight or to help supply Ukraine with what they needed to fight back against Russia. So it was a big moneymaker. And you want to see where corruption lies? Just look at where money's being made. Look at where there's large amounts of money, i.e. gambling. Large amounts of money. What do you see all the time? Cheating, arrests, indictments. What's another example where there's a lot of money? I mean, just government in general spending bills. When you talk about your lawmakers and a spending bill comes up, why is there so much pork? Why is there so much bull crap? Because everybody, that's a big chunk of money. Everybody wants a piece of the pie, whether it's to put in their pocket or to bring back to their state or whatever. Wherever there's money, there's going to be corruption. And that's what you saw there. All right, more of your phone calls coming up. 205-545-9950. The Line Talk 99.5. We just got a big hand heart thing on the TikTok. They got these big graphics that come up when they give us gifts. This is fascinating. So fascinating. John Bird paused his thing. Oh, there he is. Look at you, buddy.
You know, I had a phone call come in, just a spam call.
Do you get a lot of those?
I get some. I get less now that I've been blocking a lot of them.
Trish had gotten so many at one point. I guess she's still getting them, but they were coming in so much.
Couldn't do a job, right?
And it was like, there's the typical car insurance, but there was a lot of Medicare and Medicaid calls coming in. And we almost changed her phone number. Like, I don't know what had prompted that. And I don't know if anybody else in the audience has been dealing with that as well, but it was just like, I'm talking like 20 to 30 a day, per day, coming in like one after another. And so is that a matter of your phone number leaking out, or is it,
It's not a matter of leaking out. They have access to all of that.
They just grab numbers and
lock
in on you. And
they used to have, the do not call registry. And of course they don't have that anymore.
Well, there was one I had her pick up, and another gift. There we go. Joe Graves in the house. Where if you listen to it long enough and you say, I want to talk to a representative about my diabetes or whatever the call is about, you get to them and they're like, oh, are you still using insulin? And you're like, no, I don't have diabetes. They'll just hang up on you. And it's like, dude, I wanted to talk to you because I want to get put on the do not call list. Clarissa's on the line. Clarissa, how are you?
Hey, I'm good, friend. How are you?
Good.
Hey, I just wanted to call and be a problem. My dad, I'm from Huntsville, and my dad had a 30-year career at NASA, and he was always adamant that we didn't have the technology to go to the moon. And I am not one to listen to my parents, but he was very serious in his professional career. He never joked about anything. And so for that one issue, I have always sided with him on that because he just, I don't know, he's a pretty smart guy. So anyway, I just wanted to call and be a problem.
Yeah. So you're saying that your dad believed what now?
That we didn't have the technology to go to the moon at that time. Right. And so he was like, that didn't happen.
And what was your feelings on it?
Well, because he was so just adamant about his professional career, he never made jokes about, he actually came to America to work at NASA. So it was something that he took a lot of pride in and something that he took very seriously. And so for that reason of the context of he never joked about it. He actually worked on the O-rings with Challenger. It was the first time I saw him break down and cry.
Really?
And so, he was there for 30 years. And
wow.
So he just always said that we didn't go to the moon at that time, and it just wasn't something that he joked about with his professional career. He said the technology wasn't there at that time, and so I've just always sided with him on that. But just to be clear, I never listened to him with anything else.
Oh, gotcha. Well, that's
troublemaker.
Well, that's fascinating. But okay, well, cool. That's good insight. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. So John Bird, that's kind of a big one right there. At the end of the day, you've got an actual guy working on the spaceships. It's like, I don't see how he did it.
Well, you know how this government works. Maybe he got in there and he was working, and then they came in there and they said, "You got a nice family. You want to keep it?" You think about that. That's happened before. And he's like, oh, no, I won't say anything. Because let me tell you what, man. You know about the government. You know about the deep state.
He's like, I know you got this daughter that don't listen to anything you say, but
if you want her to be around long enough to call Andrew Mclain's show
right.
in 2026 in April,
better do what we say.
Alan's
in Nectar. What's up, Alan?
Hey, bro, what's happening?
What's up, Cuzzy?
I got a few things that are not conspiracy theories. The China virus came from a lab.
True.
The 2020 election was stolen.
Very true.
and January 6th was a setup.
Very, very true.
And hey, have you told John Byrne about my movie Artemis Deuce?
No, what is that?
You know, it's Artemis Deuce. It's the same thing as Apollo 13, but this time they got a broken crapper and an astronaut with a stomach virus.
Oh man, what a crazy movie! Would that be in the horror genre, or what would we classify that as?
Parody.
Parody.
And you know, you'd have Lieutenant Dan down stopping by Taco Bell and then going to the simulator.
I got gotcha. That'd be good.
Y'all be cool.
All right, buddy. I would watch that. He said Artemis. It's a movie called Artemis Deuce. It's where the astronauts get stranded and the crappers are broken.
I thought it was part 2. By the way, Mike just called in, and he said that also remember that America did not have the technology to make the nuclear bomb, and Japan was not did not have a bomb dropped on it, and World War II did not end. Ha ha ha! Oh snap!
Dang, boy, wouldn't that be a mind bender?
Yeah, it would be.
We find out World War II wasn't even real. Well, there was no bomb dropped on Japan. Pearl Harbor never happened. What if everything we've been taught is just a complete fabricated lie? I was just telling TikTok about, the struggle of radio these days. So ironically, you play that song. I said, well, we got we're on a blowtorch, 100,000-watt station,
Mm-hmm.
which only is relevant to people that are listening on their traditional radio. But we've got so many people that listen online and everything else. And, we could have anywhere from 10 to 25,000 people listening to the show or any of our daytime weekday programming at any given time. But at the same time, there's some 14-year-old streaming Fortnite somewhere on the internet with 3 million people watching.
Yeah.
So we're like, in the grand scheme of things, we're not. There's a lot of self-important people in radio, not here, but just across the board in the business. And, it's like, don't be so arrogant, You're not that important. I've gone on those tirades before. And John Bird, you've been in the business long enough that there's a lot of radio people that you've come across that have been in the game a long time that think they're a lot more important and a lot more popular than they actually are.
Yeah. Yeah, no one person is any more important than the other person.
No.
We just happen to do what we do, and it turns out the way it does. I'm glad people like it.
We ain't no different. We just have a cool job that we like to do every day. And we get to come on here and be ourselves. I think is the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
What you get out of us on this radio show is what you'd get out of us if you ran into us in public, which happens. By the way, I spent like 30 minutes talking to a random guy in Walmart yesterday who I was wearing one of my wrestling shirts.
Mm-hmm.
He stopped me and he's like, "Love the shirt, man. Who's your favorite wrestler?" And then we went into like 30 minutes of wrestling talk. And turns out he's a wrestler and has wrestled at Pro South.
No, he has not.
And he knows Ace. Yeah. So, and I told him about Uncle Slam and everything else. And so he was add me on social media, dude. And so I actually sent him the video from our Pro South deal so he could see what we did there. His name was Melvin.
Melvin.
My boy Melvin Vance. Shout out to him.
Shout out to Melvin Vance.
And he's got a lot more courage than I do. I am not about to stop a random person at Walmart and have a conversation with them. Like, that's very dangerous because you could end up being stuck 30 minutes with a weirdo. You know?
But you've got to be intuitive about it. And you've got to have an escape plan.
Well, you got to have an escape plan. He obviously looked at me and said to himself, this guy doesn't look too weird. I'll talk to him. Jamie says, I'm going to be troublemaker number 2. This is my uncle, and he would never swear on the Bible. Oh, hold on. I'm looking. She sent me his obituary. Says, at age 12, a friend shared a correspondence course on electronics with Bill and his words. It made sense to him. Following a career in technical electrical engineering, trained in air-to-air radar repair by the Air Force. He served 4 years during the Korean conflict, including a tour in Alaska. Following military service, he earned a degree in electrical engineering from the University of Alabama and was a member of the Tau Beta Pi Engineering Honor Society. Following graduation, he worked on aircraft radar systems as a civilian contractor on Air Force bases in Alaska and Florida. He joined the NASA team in Huntsville in '62. His NASA career spanned almost 34 years, working as an instrumentation engineer, designing, hold on, it's a two-parter here. Anyway, I won't get into all that. But anyway, this guy's lengthy career in space technology, right?
He knows what he's talking about. He knew what he was talking about.
And Jamie says, this is my uncle, and he would never swear on the Bible we never landed on the moon. He was a very godly man, and before he died, he was very lucid. He told the family that we never landed on the moon.
Oh.
So that's two individuals. That's two different individuals involved with the space program that said we didn't land on the moon. All right.
Okay.
And these are by the way, these are the closest individuals to the people that would know whether or not it's true.
Yeah, that really that throws a that's got me thinking. That throws a monkey wrench into the works.
Wes said, whether people believe we landed on the moon or not, it's not really going to change what happened, which is so freaking what? What are we discussing here? I believe we did land on the moon. Why would we fake it 9 times? Now we are back to the beginning of this text. What? It's Fun King Friday, man. It's Fun King Friday.
Hey, you know what? Maybe the technology wasn't quite there yet. I mean, this is just me throwing something out. And they knew that deadline was looming, that in the 60s, we were going to put a man on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and maybe a couple of, maybe they, I don't know, faked it 1 or 2 times more, and then they had the technology to actually do it. I don't know.
I think
this has got my head spinning now.
People that are skeptical about it, I think that's their thing. They say, we did land on the moon eventually, but because we were in a race, an arms race to get to the moon, they were like, all right, we're almost there. We're not there yet. Let's go ahead and put on a production, make it look like we went, and then we can actually do it later on. But we have got to be the first ones on the moon. We have got to plant this flag. And then, again, I'm speculating. This is not Andrew Mclain's beliefs. I'm talking about what some people believe that we would then later, because there is a flag up there, right?
Yes.
They then later go up there and put the flag in. Or maybe we landed on the moon when they say we landed on the moon.
I'm all messed up. I need a drink.
But
I'm all messed up.
Just as there's arguments that we didn't land on the moon, there's just as many valid arguments that we did land on the moon. There's common sense arguments on both sides, honestly. I mean, you could sit there, and if you were just objectively like, I have no opinion on this, and to look at both sides, you would come away saying, I still have no opinion on this because I don't know. But both sides make good arguments. But there's no need for people to get like bent out of shape about it and, you know, put somebody in a Buzz Aldrin headlock.
I'm gonna cry. Everything I've known.
Everything I've known. Speaking of fighting, Hunter Biden, who's 56 years old.
Jeez.
56. Hunter Biden has challenged Don Jr. and Eric Trump. You ready for this, John Bird?
Yeah.
Here we go. Watch. To a cage fight on Thursday. Yesterday, he said, hey, guys, Hunter Biden here. Just got a call. Asked me to come out to Channel 5's Carnival Tour at the end of the month. I think we're going to be in Phoenix, blah, 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 blah. I think you're going to try to organize a cage match, me versus Eric and Don Jr. And now Channel 5 is some guy that does a podcast or some kind of online show or whatever. And Hunter Biden's been touring with this guy. He's the guy, the Channel 5 guy is, and again, that's just the name of his podcast. It's not like an actual TV channel. Is the guy that first interviewed Hunter Biden after all of his latest controversy or whatever. And I think we played some of that podcast on the show. Well, they became friends and everything else, and so now they're touring together. I don't even know what they're doing at their tour stops, if it's like Q&As or whatever. But here's what Hunter Biden put on social media through Channel 5 about this alleged cage match.
Hey guys, Hunter Biden here. I just got a call from Andrew Callahan. He asked me to come out on the Channel 5 Carnival Tour at the end of the month. I think we start in Phoenix and then we go to San Diego and we end in Albuquerque. And I think he's trying to organize a cage match, me versus Eric and Don Jr. I told him I'd do it, 100% in, if he can pull it off. And if he can't, I'm still coming. And I think he's got a lot of other surprises up his sleeve, a lot of fun. And I hope I can see you guys out there. You can get tickets online right now, and I'll see you out on tour.
Yeah, Hunter
What
Biden.
the? Oh, man, if this doesn't convince you all the crap that went on
Hunter
when
Biden
was
can't
in
even
office.
win a fight with a crack pipe. Like, what? Now, if
Jeez.
I would say, I think, and it sounds like maybe it's a 2-on-1 deal, if the prize was, instead of money, if it was, like an 8-ball or maybe, some drugs and a couple hookers, I think Hunter Biden would probably get in tip-top fighting shape in order to win that match.
Yes, definitely.
But I don't think that's going to be the case. Of course, this is not going to happen. But Hunter Biden, just like his dad, by the way, you can tell this is Joe Biden's son, because remember, Joe Biden used to always talk about, I'd like to take him back
Out in the back.
back out back of the shed or out behind the buses and whoop his ass and all this kind. And it's kind of like, come on,
Dude.
by the way, it's very unappealing, and it does not make you look good if you're angry at somebody or they say something you don't like, when you threaten to beat them up. Like, you sound like you're 14 years old. You sound like you're 10 years old, 12 years old. We'll say 12. 12 is a good middle number.
Do you think the media is going to embrace this, or are they just going to ignore it, pretend like it?
They'll ignore it because it's parody. It's not going to happen. It's just Hunter Biden running his mouth. It's not a real thing. My Aunt Julie, John Bird, the Aunt Julie that fed you approximately 12 deviled eggs,
Yes.
said, your great-grandmother told me when I was a little girl that the moon landing never happened. That was my mama's mother. I mean, my great-grandmother.
Oh, dang.
She said it never happened. And that was, my great-grandmother would have been, she would have been up in years, I guess, at that time. And that would also mean she was very wise. She was a wise woman. And for her to say that this doesn't look right, even back then before, and I think everybody's probably got somebody, they know somebody, or they know somebody that knows somebody. Back when certain things happen, that they would say, I have a gut feeling this is not what it seems to be. Do you think about Tony Gump's mom? Remember what Tony Gump's mom would say about the JFK assassination? She would say, this was a inside job.
Inside job. A lot of people think that.
Like, as soon as it happened. And again, you got to have some foresight back then, back in the 60s, to be able to see something like that and say something's not right.
Have you seen that in the new-ish JFK documentary where, they go all the way into, it was not him in the coffin going back to, oh my gosh.
No.
It digs deep. It really gets you thinking. I need to find the name of it and let you know.
Fascinating. Yeah, I hadn't seen that. That would be kind of cool. That'd be cool.
Very riveting.
Very riveting. Let's see. Coverall RV Services, my boy Dylan. At Coverall RV, looking to help you out with all your RV issues, whether that's some maintenance or you got a problem. Maybe you got a leak in your roof and your skylight. Maybe your floor's rotting out in your RV or your camper, or maybe it's not running at all. It's been sitting in your yard. It's basically an ornament for your yard, and you'd like to get it up and running. Dylan is the guy for you, because not only do you not have to drag that hunk of junk to a shop, Dylan will bring himself and his tools to you, get to work, and make that thing like new, baby, and get you on the road. Even if you're wanting an inspection before you hit the road, or if, in fact, I don't know, you're going to Talladega and you want to make sure there's no issues while you're out there. Nothing's going to be worse than being stuck in the infield Sunday evening with a hangover and not being able to get your RV out of there, get it inspected, make sure it's on the up and up in tip-top condition for the big party, and anything else RV related. Call Dylan, 205-224-2268. That's 205-224-2268. And on Facebook, Coverall RV Services. 205-545-9950, 545-9950. Mandu Day for both John Bird and myself.
Yes.
I'm a 2:30. He's a 3, so we'll be like 2 trains passing in the night. But one day, hopefully one day next week, you and I can do a Mandu at the same time.
Yeah.
So let me know what your schedule is next week, and I'll see if I can adjust mine. Because I'm a 2:30 on all days, I believe. So a couple things. About to announce the top 4 that you guys are going to be voting on for John Bird Plays the Guitar next week. And then coming up after that, John Bird Plays the Guitar for this week. We will we'll have that. But before he announces those, there's a couple things real quick that I want to mention, and I can talk in more detail tonight on the podcast. Donald Trump blasting the Iranian terror regime overnight, talking about how they're doing a very poor job and are displaying dishonorable conduct on the Strait of Hormuz, saying that that's not the agreement that we have. He said there are reports that Iran is charging fees to tankers going through the Strait of Hormuz. They better not be. They better not be, and if they are, they better stop now. And then in a follow-up tweet, he said Iran is doing a very poor job, dishonorable, some would say, of allowing oil to go through the Strait of Hormuz. This is not the agreement we have. Going to be very bad news for Iran, but for those that are concerned about the flow of oil coming into this country, watch Venezuela. As of right now, Venezuelan oil is making its way into this country, and I think it's going to balance out a lot of the stuff as far as the pain that we're feeling. And if it does, the world's going to have to admit, dang, Donald Trump's 12 steps ahead. Go after Maduro first, then make a move on Iran. It's all planned out perfectly. For the guy that's such an idiot and such a chicken, he sure is playing his cards right. Then you had the tweet with Trump ripping Candace Owens, Alex Jones, and Tucker Carlson. Oh, so much I want to talk about. We talked a lot about that earlier this week. I really, and it's ironic that Trump is now addressing it. I really wanted to talk a lot about that, but I can't right now because I got to announce the top 4 songs for next week's John Bird Plays the Guitar. So DJ John Bird, Casey Kasem, tell us that first song that people will be voting for.
Our first song is Hooked on a Feeling by Blue Suede.
Hooked on a feeling. Do-do-do. Is that the right song?
That's correct.
And what's our second song?
Our second song is the standard American Girl by Tom Petty.
The Standard American Girl. Is that the one?
That's close enough, Andrew.
And number 3.
Number 3 is Slide by the Goo Goo Dolls.
Why don't you slide down, 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 down? Oh, she was an American girl.
There we go.
Raised on promises. All right, and then Why Don't You Slide, Goo Goo Dolls. So far, pretty good. What's our 4th pick?
Our 4th and final pick is Looking Out My Back Door by CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Looking out my back door. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's it.
How does it go?
Just got home from Illinois, locked the front door, oh boy. Got to sit down, take a rest on the porch. You have no idea, do you? Yeah. Looking out my
back door.
Yeah, you got it. I knew you knew it.
Yeah.
Yep, and I'm going to post that after the show so everybody can do their vote one.
But I don't want that one. American Girl, that could be okay, but I hear you do that live at shows. What was the first one again?
And I love this song. Yeah, Hooked on a Feeling. That's a good song.
I think Slide by Goo Goo Dolls.
Yeah.
Is what I want.
Yeah, I love me some Goo Goo Dolls.
Yeah. So anyway, a low IQ is what Donald Trump calls Tucker, Alex Jones, and Candace Owens. God, man, I really wanted to get into that. Also, I think I have a solution for the conflict in Iran. Everyone assumes there's only two solutions, and that is either leave or complete obliteration. There's actually a third choice. And if I get time to tell you today, I'll tell you. If not, I'll just sit on that bad boy till Monday. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to let you miss John Bird Plays the Guitar, which is coming up right after this. So don't you go anywhere.